As Blizzard is getting ready for the release of World of Warcraft Classic, there have been a lot of Ask Me Anythings and questions and answers circulating, and there have been a lot of questionable responses. People have been curious regarding how authentic of an experience it will be, and Blizzard has admitted that there are quite a few aspects of Classic that are being changed so that it is not a complete reflection of what vanilla World of Warcraft was. So for a little bit of context, whenever a player in vanilla World of Warcraft would die, they would leave a skeleton and a corpse on the ground. There was no limit to how many corpses the same player could create, so in a large-scale battle or situation, they would leave a massive amount of skeletons scattered around the area, but that is no more. They are changing this, and their reasoning seems a little bit suspicious. One of the recent Ask Me Anythings on the World of Warcraft Reddit regarding WoW Classic asked the question, will the skeletons that appear when someone dies be the same as it was originally? Right now they disappear after you die again. They used to stay longer than that. And the answer was, while we understand that this was a flavorful part of original World of Warcraft in the earlier expansions, individual players leaving multiple player corpses and skeletons throughout the game world can lead to behavior such as spelling out advertisements, hate speech, and other negative messages. As such, this will not be a part of World of Warcraft Classic. Now it says specifically corpses and skeletons. And guess what region does not allow skeletons in their games? Guess what version of World of Warcraft has skeletons removed from it already? Well, you may have guessed it, China. Now, this has been a topic for many years. Back in 2007, China's president ordered the government to start promoting a healthier online culture which normalized skeletons being censored in their video games. And even back in April of this year, China published new regulations where China's top media regulator, the SAPP, or the State Administration of Press and Publications, banned all games depicting dead bodies or pools of blood. In the United States version of Classic WoW, there still will be skeletons. There just will not be a lot of them, and this may not be a case of direct censorship, but they will not visually stack up, which is a departure from vanilla. And a lot of players are saying this was part of the original game, that they do not want these aspects to change. It helps players recognize how dangerous an area can be. In vanilla, the players would have extra information on the area and it could affect how they would play in that area. And with this change, this information gained and the amount of skeletons is no longer available. Because of cultural differences in China, I completely understand and respect if people that live there might want a version that does not show skeletons and stacks of skeletons. The players in that region deserve the right to decide based on their social norms. China's version of World of Warcraft is already changed to fit their culture and their regulatory rules. It shows a single headstone instead of a skeleton. In the West, we cannot change Chinese regulations, so AAA companies need to meet the demands of each market individually, and I have said this many times and I will continue to, make different versions of the games. Blizzard has been trying to please China for a very long time now. They have censored many Hearthstone artworks, renamed cards that were seen as too suggestive, changed aspects of games, and even though they are not saying that this is directly connected to Chinese regulations, which they never do, I understand that people have had their characters die standing in specific spots so that if you view it from above, it would create a pattern on the ground. People purposely dying to write things was done, but it was in isolated instances. But that just does not seem like a good enough reason to make this departure. But it seems pretty evident that they are blowing it out of proportion, and it wasn't a widespread problem that brought a bevy of hate speech and trolling to the game that they would have us believe at this point. I just feel as though Blizzard took this opportunity to start normalizing things from one particular region for all regions. So if they had to phase out the use of this imagery, it would be a less egregious change, because changing things in phases makes it so less people notice it. In the end, is there more to a seemingly benign change than we believe? I do not believe that this is a stretch with all of the things that Blizzard has already changed and censored in their games. It is very easy to make an assumption that there is more behind even a simple change like this than meets the eye. We have learned with Blizzard, something is always something. But that is all that I wanted to discuss today. Please let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like. And if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way. But I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.